Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Marathon Academy. I am back with a highly requested video of what gun you should use inside of Marathon. Obviously, it's an extraction shooter, so you're not necessarily sure which one's the best to use, but I don't want you leaving otherwise top-tier meta weapons on bodies, and I also don't want you questioning why you lost a gunfight using a gun you thought was good, but it's actually trash. Where to go over it today? I have dozens of hours inside of the game. I am a high-level player on a lot of different games, and I hate losing gunfights. So I'm going to help you not lose gunfights by at least picking the right gun. In today's video, we're going to cover both the guns. I'm going to show you some clips of the guns that are being used, and also I'm going to show you some stats. Now, stats aren't everything. Stats are very important, and they provide some insight, but playtime is what matters most, and I've gotten playtime in with every single one of these guns with the intention of telling you the best gun to use. This one can ebb and flow. I might piss some people off in the comments. If I got one wrong, comment down below. But if you guys are interested in all things Marathon and you want to be the best at Marathon, follow, subscribe, like the video. The Marathon Academy is right here. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with number one, the CE Tactical. I have had plenty of time with this weapon, especially with all my Rook runs. I don't think there's much point going into the TTK chart on this one. CE Tactical, it's a spam fire pistol. It's got pretty decent headshot multiplier. You'll see it a lot on your Rook runs. It's nothing special. I wouldn't say it's awful in the sense that, like, you're throwing. We all know, at least for what it is and how cheap it is, the CE Tactical lands itself in a not ideal. A long time ago on this channel, Babyface Iceman made an entire video on why I upgraded from a cheap plasticky webcam all the way up to a $1,500 camera plus lens combo because it was the only thing that would give me the quality that I wanted. And do not make the same mistake I did. Okay, Hollyland just dropped the new Venus Live Air, and for a fraction of the price, it's going to give you incredible low light performance. Look in the background. f1.05 aperture lens paired with a 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor, plus a wide angle 7mm lens and a 50 megapixel sensor delivers an incredible image up to 4K 30 FPS. And just look, this is back in my old dungeon. I have not changed the lighting at all, and it crushes low light performance and color accuracy. On top of that, it has a built-in active fan, which I had to buy a studio camera that I'm using now that's worth $4,000 to get that feature. It's an incredible price to performance package, and if you want to learn more, you can check out the link down in the pinned comment and the description. A huge thank you to Hollyland for sponsoring today's video. In today's video, we're going to break down between god tier meta, drop something in your bag, pick it up, or make sure you're bringing it in a high tier loot. A, still a very powerful weapon, worth using. Try to make some space for it, get some good attachments on it. You're going to want it in raid. Decent is like, you know, maybe if I go in a free kit, I'll pick it up. I'm not going to be disappointed if I have it, but I would rather have something above. Not ideal is like, okay, I'm not trolling, but it's not ideal. And awful is, especially when considering the value of a weapon or the rarity of a weapon. This thing is like so disappointing. I don't want to see it on a body. I'm disappointed if I see it on a body. Next up is the Magnum MC. Now, PvP is very important, but this gun is like, it is so good on PvE. It's the only reason I'm putting it in B for decent. I've had a lot of raids where I've gone in with a Magnum as like my mid-range weapon, and then I'm using that to just dink bots, but I want to make sure I have something like a shotgun or an SMG, and that's my close-range PvP gun. So the Magnum for me is not something I'm wanting to get into a mid-range like Duke Fest with, but it is a super cheap way. If you have a whole bunch of waster shotguns or if you have a whole bunch of bully SMGs, throw a Magnum on there with a red dot, dink some bots, and then when the PvP fight comes, pull out the SMG. And for that reason, when I cage it like that in my mind, I'm not too upset if I do get it as a free kit or I find it as I'm looting. The V11 Punch. Dude, I hate Volt weapons, but my God, this thing, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's all the zero to hero, you know, Rook to riches runs that I've had, but I mean, I am half tempted to put it in great because of how good it is. This is the one where you can charge it up and then let a shot off, but for the most part, I just spam fire shots. It's got like really strong aim assist, kind of like the old, you know, plasma pistol from Halo. It sticks to people's heads and it kills faster than you would think. Now, I do have this TTK chart that's going to be super useful. There was a guy, actually his name is Cool Guy. Never heard of him before. He ended up popping across my YouTube feed as I was doing a final sanity check, doing some research for this video. And I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, and I wanted to speak through my experience. He actually had the analytical side of things, and he said, hey, let me make an entire video on the TTK of these guns. So we might be referencing this back and forth. Again, I don't think TTK is everything, But in this, we'll see the different types of weapons. We'll see the, headshot multipliers, headshot damage. Your base health is 120 HP with white shields, 140, green shields, 160, blue shields, 180, purple shields, 200. And these are the time to kills for white, green, blue, and purple. We're going to be referencing this back and forth as we go through the video. Again, my personal feel and some of the clips I'm showing in the background are going to be what largely, give my experience. But I do want to shout out Cool Guy. He built out this, actually built out another version of it. It was all white mode, and I wanted to save your guys' eyes so you didn't get flashbanged every time I pulled up the graph. This is his graph. He'll be linked in the description if you want to check out his channel. Anyone who takes the time to build out something like this is clearly, has an analytical mind, and he said he's going to continue to update this. So shout out to him. But for, again, the V11 punch, right here, when it comes to getting headshots, again, that headshot multiplier is really strong. A 1.5 headshot multiplier makes it to where if you're getting headshots on white shields, you'll see you get a pretty impressive 0.7 TTK, which is right on line with things like the 0.667 Bully SMG for that little V11 punch. So it's a lot better than people give it credit to. If you're just smacking the chest of some purple shields, you're going to get absolutely smacked as well. The headshot multiplier is very strong, and for what it is, it's a lot more surprisingly good weapon than I would have expected, which is why I'm going to put it in the decent tier. The Burt SMG. I'm in between great and decent. I see some people gassing this gun up like it's the best thing in the world, but it doesn't have the stability that I would expect out of an SMG to be like a mid-range, unless you really kit it out with some purple gear. Most people, if you're finding it with some yellow gear, it doesn't feel like a true top-tier meta weapon. It does have a very fast time to kill. As you look through here, the Burt SMG, 0.54. One of the fastest headshot TTKs in the game. It's because of both that headshot multiplier and the wicked fast RPM of 1,000 bullets per minute. But the stability of it, the lack of damage per mag, it's got some pretty decent range. And I also think there might be some issues with this calculation. I know it does have 1,000 RPM, but I don't know if that's including the burst delay. And I'm wondering if that's what he's updating for here, is the Burt SMG with the burst delay. And that for me feels more like what I felt it at, right? I don't think it's a god tier SMG. I don't mind having it in my hand, but high decent to low great, I'll put it in great for now. We'll see. Bully SMG, god tier. Amazing. Pick it up, use it every single time. I love it. Bully SMG is so good, especially because of, one, it has really good damage range out to 18 meters, but I swear basically every single attachment on it extends it. It is the most stable shooting gun in the game. It rips with headshots. And while it's not going to knock someone's block off like a waster shotgun, it's just so consistent. It's so steady. The damage per second is great. It has awesome extended mags, great RPM. If this guy ends up building out this graph, I would love to see bullet velocity and then also damage per mag. Obviously, I know we can add extended mags, but some guns are horrible without extended mags. The Bully, shooting those heavy rounds, dude, I love it. Now, I would probably pair the Bully up with something like a sniper if I'm using it in S tier loadout, but we'll get into that here in a second. The Copperhead, oh my God, awful, horrible, absolute trash. I got the schema for it. I was out of my mind excited. It is horrific. And the bad thing is it's like $5,000. It's like so rare. And you would think like Isaac, the headshot TTK 0.67. It's really good. God, I've been polluted. God, internet. And it's horrible. And largely because of that range. Past 15 meters with a gun with a great fire rate has a crazy damage drop off. And you would think with a fast fire rate and low recoil, it would be my #1 sniper support. But for how expensive it is and how much it rips through ammo, I was expecting it to be so much better. The only reason you should pick up a Copperhead is if you have room and you're going to sell it. I'm serious. It is that bad. Honestly, it's probably in a not ideal to decent, but the fact that it costs as much as it does, don't ever craft this gun. If you use it, know that it's probably going to be worse than a Burt SMG. Because of how much it costs, I'm throwing it in awful just for that reason. The Volt Thrower. I hate this gun. Dude, I'm tempted to throw it in awful. I know you can see through smokes. I know it puts the little dot on him. It overheats way too fast. I can hardly kill PvE with it without it overheating. When it shoots, it shoots like a needler. Like, so when I'm in a PvP fight and someone's strafing fast in front of me and the bullets are like curving behind them as they're strafing, like if I have to lead my shot in a 10-meter gunfight, dude, I'm so close to putting it to awful, but it's cheap, so I know it's not ideal. Like, it's that bad. I cannot get behind it. Maybe if you're a triage main and you're overpacking it and then you're trying to pair the EMP with it, it doesn't do it for me. I know it does have a decent time to kill hitting to the chest. I know it has a good time to kill hitting to the head. But again, that is a true time to kill versus an effective time to kill, where effectively is what is the TTK that I can achieve in my gameplay. And because of that insanely low bullet velocity, the only time I've died to a Volt thrower is when I had someone so weak that I continued the gunfight and they had already turned away, and those things were flying at me so slow. I got hit like 3 or 4 times after that person had already turned away. And that just shows you it's a trade machine. I'm putting it awful. I'm putting it at awful. Waster combat shotgun. It did recently get nerfed. Barrel stuffing, it's still smoking people. Even after the nerf, it is still absolutely smoking people. All the way down here at the bottom, you can still one tap close range with it. I've seen clips even after the nerf of people getting one tap to the chest. From a balance perspective, I feel like it shouldn't one tap anything except for, I mean, I'm okay with it 2-tapping, but it's so common. It's so common. I don't think it should be 1-tapping to the chest green shields. I think you should have to get 2 shots on them. But the fact that it still can do that, I'm gonna put it in high A tier for now. We might change it, but hear me out. It's because the Mizraya. The Mizraya can do the same burst damage, but it can hold more rounds. It has significantly more range, and it gives you the ability. Sometimes with a waster, you have to like run in, fully commit, get really close, boom, boom. And then if they're not dead, you're just like, and then you just get smoked. But a Mizraya, shoulder, rip, like, ooh, it is perfect PvP shotgun, okay? The Mizraya, as you can see right here, as we can go down to the DPS, well, DPS isn't really too fair. Raw damage technically does less than the Waster, but you have to factor in the range. It is double that of the Waster. And then whenever you get attachments that say, ooh, plus 10% range, plus 50% range, whatever it is going to stack further on that, giving you ridiculous range. Again, I know technically the Waster is better if you are in a full up ego close range fight, but that's not how a lot of fights work in video games. A lot of times you're in and out, ducking in and out, and that long reload time will get you killed. I would much rather have a Mizraya in my hand. Circuit breaker. This one's tough, okay? Gut reaction says A, but you have to charge it up. And once you charge it up, you then have to release over your target. So you'll hold the trigger or you'll hold your mouse, charge it up, and then release. My brain has always been tuned for flick, click, flick, click. But now it's click, flick, release. And it just, I haven't gotten enough time with it to say whether I like it or love it. Now, it does have better range than the Mizraya, and that's a really nice thing about this. If you guys haven't seen any of this before, you can look through it in-game in the advanced stats, but having it all here is such a nice tool. Shout out against Cool Guy. It has 11 meters. That's more range than the Mizraya. Now, you have to charge it. It's an electric weapon. It's a Volt weapon, but because you have to charge it, yes, it gives you better range, but that means if someone swings a corner on you really close, that Waster, bang, bang. If you're in charge of the situation and you say, okay, I'm going to swing this guy, charge, swing, release, charge, swing, release. But the Mizraya can do both. Someone chows you, oh shit, bang, swing the corner, bang. But it just, because of the charge, and I think the average player sucks at that hold and release, to be honest. I'm going to put it at low A. That Burt might end up sliding down. I don't think I can put the Burt. I think the Burt has to slide down. We'll be moving these around. BR-33 volley rifle, S tier, God tier. I don't even know what to say. It doesn't matter if you're doing close range hip fire. It doesn't matter if you're doing long range rips. BR-33 has some of the best time to kill, as well as, most importantly, the best effective time to kill. Look at that headshot multiplier, 0.78. It is a ripper at long ranges, and compared to things like the M77, which might have statistically, similar, you cannot shoot an M77 at range like you can shoot a BR-33. I thought I could. I thought it was just as good. As I've been doing some higher level raids and I've been going up against better players, I just noticed how much better the B-33 is compared. Hardline PR, great gun. Great gun. I don't hate it. It's something I'm only going to use early wipe. It's not awful, but it's a semi-automatic, precision rifle. Great headshot damage, but I'm not, I kind of like put it in line with like the Magnum, but you'll see where I end up moving with this. And so it's not ideal. It's somewhere in between B and C. Again, with all these PRs, the precision rifles, you'll end up seeing in through here, like the hardline PR, the range 89. Holy crap. Headshot 0.655. If you're getting chest shots, though, it is god awful. It is really bad if you're not getting headshots. Great headshot multiplier, great range, but I don't think it's nearly as good as some other things that we're gonna be listing. That was a tough one, actually. I think I'm gonna put it at not ideal, and then we're gonna take the repeater and we're gonna put it at decent. Here's why. That repeater, okay, I know looking at this graph, you think, holy crap, this is awful. But the headshot damage of it doing 80 damage per headshot, again, there's TTK and then there's like what you can actually pull off in raid. You can keep snipers at bay. You can keep really solid BR-33s at bay. You can rip the heads off of some AI with the repeater. For me, it's a really nice weapon, especially early in your building your time as a runner in Marathon. Strider. I'm putting it at great. I'm putting it at great. It kind of depends on your play style, but again, it's got a faster fire rate than the repeater. It is a headshot ripper. It, again, might not have the best TTK. Again, TTK isn't everything. We look at the Strider. It just kind of looks like all right? It just kind of looks like all right, but it's so stable. And that thing is just a freaking nail driver, man. It's really impressive for me. I feel like it has a lot of damage per mag. The damage per second is really fast with just that steady fire rate and all that damage. Great damage range of 84. I really, really like it. Twin tap HBR. Again, it's one of those that it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be a rare weapon, but for how rare it is, the range isn't as good, which doesn't make it feel as good at the super long ranges. Yes, the time to kill makes it look like it's incredible. Again, I'm not sure if he has the RPM labeled out here correctly, but every time I've used the twin tap HBR, it's been underwhelming. I'll aim for the head and I'll feel like that second shot climbs off the head a lot. I'll aim for the upper chest and then I'll only get like a chest and a headshot. Very rarely do I feel like I'm getting like double headshots. But the Strider, I feel like I tap, just rip headshots. Maybe I haven't found the right attachments for it. Maybe someone can comment down below. By all means, if I end up getting anything wrong here, you can rip me apart in the comments. If I got one wrong, and let me know. I can give it another go, because I've got dozens of hours in this game. Like I said, I've used every single one of these weapons, but I'm open to it. Next up is the V66 Lookout. Again, I'm an energy weapon hater. This is one of the ones that I don't dread, because the bullet velocity feels a lot better compared to every other bolt weapon. Feels like I'm throwing, footballs at my target. The V66 feels a lot snappier. And as you can see here, great range, 88, headshot damage, 46, shooting to the chest. But it's not so much that I'm going to be raging. I'm just going to call it, oh yeah, see, this is where we get tough. I would rather have a repeater. I'd rather have a twin tap. I think the only reason that these two are higher is because of how good they are for the budget. We have to think about that a little bit, is like how good they are for the budget and how good they are for the size. They're taking up only 4 slots and they're very, very slept on, but like these full upsize weapons, I think are better than people give them credit for. Impact HAR. I like this gun more than most people. I feel like this is a really slept on gun. And when I started looking at the stats, I felt a little bit justified. 60-meter range. That's really good. That's better than the Scar. That's better than the M77. That's better than the Overrun. Like, it's a really good AR. Headshot multi, 28. And headshot multi damage at afar, it's doing really good. So I don't love it as much as something like a BR-33, but I think people sleep on this weapon. I don't know why it gets as much hate as it does. I think the Impact HAR is definitely a strong weapon, but I think it'd still take my baby, the M77, over it. It hasn't taken that spot for me yet. I think the M77 is close. Again, I was almost going to make that S tier. If I would have made this a week ago, I would have made the M77 S tier, but it just doesn't handle the range as well. Okay, M77 only has a 46-meter range, full auto. If you're hitting all your shots, it's ripping. It is the everyman's gun. It does great damage per mag. That's what I think this chart is really, really missing. It has a slower fire rate than the Overrun, but I feel like my time to kill is significantly better, largely because I feel like I'm getting more damage per mag, or damage like per bullet out of it, right? 16 damage per bullet, as opposed to the Overrun, only 10.5. Kind of in your head when you're playing these games, you're counting hit markers. And with the M77, I feel like I'm shooting nukes compared to the Overrun AR. So I would put it up there. Overrun AR, for that reason, awful. It is the copperhead of assault rifles. I mean, the only thing is that the overrun is dirt cheap, right? It's dirt cheap. You can find it anywhere, kind of like you can find the Volt Thrower anywhere. It's not like the copperhead that's crazy expensive, so you kind of know it's mid. But, bro, there's so many other things. I would take a bully over an overrun. I would take a damn near anything on this list. Maybe if I'm running in as a rook, I'll pick up an overrun. That's about the only time. V75 Scar. I like it a little bit more than the Volt Thrower. I feel like it's got a little bit better bullet velocity than the Volt Thrower. This is the AR of Volt weapons. Again, I don't like them. It's got a slow RPM. I feel like it constantly overheats. Decent damage. You're not really hitting headshots with it. Dude, that gun's awful. I'm sorry. It's bad. They need to buff Volt weapons. I don't know what they should buff about them, but they need to buff them. Conquest, slept on. Very good. Very good, especially when it starts to ramp up. I didn't like this initially, but especially when you start to get into PvP or PvE and heavy PvE, it really starts to feel like it's worth it. And these LMGs, even though I don't love them, I think all LMGs struggle. I'm gonna put it in B. So the Conquest has a ramp up time. It kind of sounds like the Devo from Apex, like tat 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 tat. So that kind of hurts your TTK. These guns have shields on them that will protect you, that kind of allow you for that ramp up and also kind of allow you to joke some people. You could be out in no man's land and people think they're gonna swing you, but now they have to land 10 extra bullets because you have that shield in your face. I like it more than the Retaliator, which, dude, I don't know what it is about this gun. I have been scammed in more gunfights by the Retaliator than any other gun. It's awful. I don't get it. I do not get it. I feel like the Retaliator is awful, but I love the Demolition. The Demolition has a really slow fire rate, but with that slow fire rate, I mean, only 225. Normally, I'm a slow fire rate gun hater, but you put that shield on front, and then you have this crazy range, 65 meters, and then you have the really nice headshot multi of 1.5. At long range, I'm basically treating this gun like a DMR, just tap, 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 just very, very steady. The Conquest, again, I would like it more if it didn't have that ramp up time. It's still up there for me and decent. I'll like using it, but I actually will go out of my way to rock some of these weapons. Ares. It's so expensive. I mean, it's good for what it does, but like you have to hold up the charge, hold on to that charge, and then just like the circuit breaker, release. I think sometimes it would be easier to strafe in and out of fights and just take a tap with a repeater. The only time I've really picked up an Ares is if I bring in one gun or, you know, it's worth a lot of money when you sell it. I will say none of this is factoring in gold mods. Some of the gold mods, including the Ares RG gold mod, are freaking crazy. Dude, I've used the Ares RG gold mod and it makes the projectiles explode on target and launch the target. You're like one tapping people to the chest with green shields and it's launching their dead body across the map. It is beautiful. But for the base game, base gun, not ideal. Zeus. Brother, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, I get it. The Zeus, if you haven't seen it, is like the Ares. But unlike the Ares, where you can hold down and then hold on to that charge for a little bit until you get your shot lined up, the Zeus auto fires. So it's which means if you're facing a target that's shouldering in and out of cover, if you're using the Ares, you can wait, line up your shot, boom. But if you're using the Zeus and they crouch for a second, or they shoulder for a second, or they're behind a tree, you have to like charge your timer based on when they're gonna, dude, what? No, it should be the other way around. Maybe I do. And then for what you get for it, yes, you get a crazy 192 headshot. That lets you take out blue shields in one shot. I guess that might be worth it, but you get in these higher tier lobbies, how often are you gonna see someone just sitting still? I mean, you can't really rip a follow-up shot quickly. So even if you do get a crack, by the time you get that crack, a bubble shield is down, a destroyer shield is up, smoke grenades are down, they're behind cover. Like, and it's so expensive and it's so rare. If it wasn't that expensive, I would put it in not ideal. It's like the Copperhead. Because it's so expensive, it should be better than what it is. It's close. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be upset if I ran into it. Again, roast me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I just don't get it. Long shot. God tier. God tier. Okay. Meta loadouts right here, boys. BR33, Mizraya. Bully, long shot. incredible, incredible. This chart, I don't know what they're smoking. It says white shield headshots, and then it says it takes 2 shots. It says the head damage is only 149. I don't know about that. I have consistently headshot people with a green shield marker. And unless I'm just shooting at people that don't have their shields or health all the way up, I feel like I am constantly getting one-tap headshots. And then its fire rate is absurd. You can fire every half second. It's got a 120 RPM. Bang, 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 bang. Like, it's so good. It needs to be nerfed. It really does. Like, it needs to be nerfed. It is so good. It is so common. Thermal sights for it are super common. Fire rate's way too good. The ammo, yes, it's MIPS round, but still is super common. Like, it's way too good. It is absolutely way too good. Like, it's incredible. Outland, I love. I just feel like when I strafe with it, it's really inaccurate. Yes, the Outland has a better headshot damage. It does 168 to the head versus the long shots 149 to the head, but it has literally a third of the bullet velocity. So you would expect the bolty, you know, the bolt action to do a ridiculous headshot damage, but like the semi-auto one can just rip shots just as fast. So what's the point? The long shot, 2.15 headshot multiplier? What? I'll be honest, I reviewed most of these numbers, but what? These two should be swapped. The long shot, or the Outland, should have the absurd headshot multi, headshotting everything except for maybe purple shields, and the long shot should only be able to headshot white shields, or maybe not even headshot white shields. I don't know. Headshot flesh, but not shields. Long shot has way too much fire rate to be as good as it is. And then the channel. The channel is the charge sniper rifle. And so you can charge it up, I think up to like 3 levels of charge to get its damage up. And then you could also hit some faster follow-up shots without full charging. And it's basically hit scan. I've hated on it. I've seen some gameplay of it where like people charge up the shot, hit a really good shot, and then instantly follow it up with another quick shot without fully charging. And I can see that use for it. When I was using it, I only like full charged it. But seeing that and then keeping that in mind, it makes me lean towards here. But then again, the Outland also has the ability to not have to charge up, swing a shoulder, rip a shot, swing a shoulder, rip a shot. I mean, if I were to ask which one I wanted in my inventory right now, I feel like I would rather the Outland. I mean, I'd want the long shot no matter what, but that's the crazy thing. These two are so much more rare than the long shot. I think we do this. I think I would rather an Outland than a channel, subject to change. The Strider's good, but I don't consider it to be on the same tier as like an M77 and the Impact and the Waster. The Demolition, again, if it didn't have the shield, it wouldn't be as high as it is. If it did not have the shield, it would be lower. So let's review it. I might change my mind. As always, you guys can comment down below. Let me know if I'm off the pipe. BR33, Longshot, Bully, Mizraya, if you see any of them, especially if they're kitted out. You know, the Bully especially, it only takes up 4 slots in your bag. So like it's so easy to pick up bullies off people's bodies too. These other ones all take up 8 slots. BR33, Longshot, Bully, Mizraya, I would be thrilled to have any of those in my hands. The Waster, it is so close to being S tier, but I think as more and more people rock purple shields, you're not going to get those reloads off like you'd like. I know you can use overflow and have three shells inside of it. We're not really considering chip mods in this. It's damn close, but it's not there. M77, Impact. Circuit Breaker's good. It's very expensive. You got to shoot on release, which I don't love, but it has that bonus range, which I think is going to make it an insane PvP weapon like the Mizraya. But the fact you have to charge makes it great and not meta. Outland, it's amazing, but not nearly as good as the long shot because of that fire rate. V99, same thing. Demolition, we just talked about. Strider is a great little just constant dink machine. But for some reason, I like it more than the twin tap. I think I would rather have the Conquest over the Repeater. The Burt, we talked about it at the beginning. It's good, but it just doesn't have the stability that makes me excited about it like the Bully. V11 Punch, it's just good because of how budget it is. And the Magnum, it's so good. Again, for the budget and just dinking bots, but don't expect to be ripping PvP with it. Fair? I think it's fair. Not ideal. I don't hate the Ares, but I know it's situational, and I'm going to have to like lead that shot, lead that timing. The Lookout, I think it's like the best of the energy weapons outside of the circuit breaker and the channel, but I don't love it. Hardline PR, it's a little dinker. It's fine. Kind of CE tactical. It is what it is. They're just cheap starter weapons. You don't feel too bad about losing them. They're good at what they do. Good headshot multi. Zeus, what are we doing? I can't even time when I release. I have to base my shot on when I hold it. Just awful. Retaliator, I don't get it, what it is on this gun. A hit marker machine. I've gotten scammed. This is more of a personal grudge. Most people would probably put it in like C or B. I've seen some people say it's like their favorite. It's a scam machine. I don't get it. Scar and Volt Thrower, get out of my face. I hate you. Overrun, not enough damage per mag, low damage per bullet, great fire rate. Yes, technically it has the same time to kill as some of these other ones, but it does not have the stability. It does not have the recoil control, and burning through those ammo, I just don't like it nearly as much as some of the other heavier hitting ARs, especially against PvE. Get these two guns out of my face. Copperhead, you could be the most beautiful gun in the world. I love the way it feels to fire. I love the fire rate, 720. The recoil control is amazing. By the books, yes, it has a great headshot multi and it just crappy damage range for one. 15 meters for a low recoil. Like, this should almost be like a, dude, I don't get it, man. I hate that gun. I hate that gun. Maybe because I had higher expectations, but for as expensive as it is, it sucks. I've gotten scammed with it, and I haven't bought my schema in like 2 weeks because of how bad it is. In all reality, it's probably right up there with the Burt, but because of how expensive it is, I got a personal grudge. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think, okay? Comment down below if I had any hot takes on any of this. I hope you guys appreciated the time we put into this, not only with putting the footage in as we play, but also referencing my guy, Cool Guy. Again, if you want to check out his channel, looks like he did Destiny stuff. Now he does some Marathon stuff as well. But shout to him. I know he's got some corrections in here. There might be some things that he needs to change in future videos. He mentioned that. I don't like to base everything off of stats, as you've seen throughout this. But yeah, man, I love this game. We'll revisit this in the future. Comment down below if I had any hot takes, cold takes. Yeah, shout out to Hollyland for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are enjoying the Marathon content, please do me a favor, drop a like and subscribe. Okay, if you've made it this far in the video, seriously, there's a lot of haters out there on the Marathon content, but it means the world if you are enjoying it that you drop a like and you subscribe for even more. I'll be streaming over on Twitch by the time you're watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.